Hi, my name is Rajiv Jangiani. I'm a psychology instructor at Kwantlen Polytechnic University in Vancouver, British Columbia. For many years, I've worked to support the creation, adaptation, and adoption of open textbooks and other open educational resources within my university and beyond. For this reason, often colleagues will come and ask me about the available open educational resources, or OER, in psychology. So I thought I would create this brief video to showcase some of the best, but also the different types of OER available in our discipline. I should begin by pointing out that in psychology, we are incredibly blessed to work not just in a discipline that's immensely popular among undergraduate students, but also that we have a wealth of available OER. So this means that we not only have a lot to choose from, but that a significant number of students will benefit from any cost savings that result. Let's begin with open textbooks, which are one type of OER. For introductory psychology, there are three excellent options that I like pointing to. First, we have OpenStax Psychology. OpenStax is a project out of Rice University in Houston that have been developing high-quality open textbooks for the most popular undergraduate survey courses. As with all open textbooks, their book for psychology is available for free in digital formats and at low cost in print format. You get a beautiful hardcover with very high production value. Interested in instructor resources? They have you covered with a test bank, PowerPoint slides, an instructor solution guide, and more. And if you're interested in online platforms that map onto the book, they've partnered with about a dozen different companies to provide students with personalized homework solutions, interactive assignments, and other digital courseware. These added options, of course, are not free to students, but they are only a fraction of the cost of a traditional commercial textbook. Second, we have a book that was published under an open license, but which the publisher has since decided to charge money for. As a result, they no longer wish to be named as the publisher of their own open textbook. I will just say that their name rhymes with cat pearl storage. The nice thing about an open license, of course, is that the other users are free not just to reuse, retain, and redistribute these books, but also to revise and remix them. And this is what BC Campus has done with this particular book. So for now, for example, we even have a Canadian edition of this textbook published by BC Campus. The book also has a question bank associated with it, developed by 17 faculty from 6 institutions here in BC. The third option is a bit different from OpenStax and Catpearl storage because it does not look like a conventional textbook. It comes from NOBA Psychology, which was created by our very own Ed and Carol Diener. NOBA's approach has been to create bite-sized modules instead of traditional length chapters. In my experience, students love these because they are so easy to digest. For intro psych, they've gone to many of the leading scholars in our field. So for example, the module on working memory was written by Roddy Rodiger, the one on eyewitness memory by Elizabeth Loftus, evolutionary psychology by David Buss, self-regulation by Roy Baumeister. You get the idea. Even better, leading teachers of psychology such as Regan Gurung, Aaron Richmond, and Anna Rupp have worked to develop and edit their teaching resources, which include very high quality and interactive slides, question bank, and even free adaptive quizzing embedded within the modules. Even if you only choose to supplement a more traditional textbook like OpenStax Psychology with some of NOBA's modules, I think you should take a very close look at what NOBA has to offer. Full disclosure here, I served as an associate editor at NOBA for a one-year term, and I currently volunteer on their advisory board. Before we move on from open textbooks, let me also point out that there are good options for courses beyond intro psych. For research methods, we have another Catpearl storage book, which I helped update and Canadianize with Ai-Chen Chiang from Quest University. This is now available in the BC Campus repository. But what is fun about this book is that others have continued to develop it, including Dana Layton from Texas A&M, Carrie Cutler from Washington State University, and Matthew Crump from Brooklyn College, all of whom have built on my updates and even repatriated the book with new US editions. I have included links to their updated versions in the description of this video below. Finally, for social psychology, there are at least two good options. One comes from NOBA, which takes the same approach as their book for intro psych with the same range of supporting resources, all completely free to students. The other is yet another Catpearl storage book, which I helped update along with my colleague Hammond Terry. Instead of producing a Canadian edition in this case, we elected to internationalize the book, drawing on examples and references from across the world in order to maximize its reuse potential. This approach has allowed the book to be adopted at institutions across the US. Of course, there are tons of OER that are available beyond open textbooks. For example, if you teach cognitive psychology, you should check out the website gocognitive.net, which has a nice range of educational tools for cognitive neuroscience, including demos and interviews with leading scholars, all openly licensed. If you teach biopsychology, check out neuroanatomy.ca from the University of British Columbia, which includes video tutorials, learning modules, and interactive slices. If you teach research methods or statistics, check out teachpsychscience.org, which includes classroom demonstrations, resources, and lab or classroom activities, or even Derek Wertz's website at UBC Okanagan for an openly licensed student lab guide. If you want neat interactive visualizations, look at Our Psychologist, that's Christopher Magnuson's website, and the amazing openly licensed tools that he has built. And of course, there's so much more to draw on, including resources that you will find from the Open Textbook Library, the OER Commons, TED Talks, of course, which are openly licensed and downloadable, and even YouTube, which includes a filter for Creative Commons licensed videos, such as those from Khan Academy or Bozeman Science. And of course, if you were looking for images to use in your teaching, you don't really need to steal copyrighted images from a Google image search. Instead, draw on the millions of Creative Commons licensed images in Flickr or even the Wikimedia Commons. Finally, let me say this. There are many advocates for open educational resources who focus on the cost savings that are passed on to students. This is not an insignificant issue, especially given how much the cost of commercial textbooks has risen in recent years. However, as an instructor, let me say that I think the true power of OER lies in the permissions, particularly the permissions to revise and remix, and to be able to adapt, localize, contextualize the resources to suit your pedagogical goals. The use of open source software such as R for statistics is already becoming mainstream practice in psychology. Journals such as Psychological Science have led the way, together with the Center for Open Science, to use digital badges to recognize open science practices, such as pre-registering hypotheses and sharing research materials or data in open repositories. And of course, guidelines from US and Canadian federal granting agencies now support the storage of preprints of our scholarly publications in open repositories, so that the publicly funded research that we conduct is in fact available to the public. Open education is just another facet of this shift towards openness, and I'm very proud to say that psychology is leading the way.